With Batman Arkham Shadow still on the horizon, there is many questions to be asked about the game. Its story, its gameplay, all that type of stuff. But one question I have is, will Dick Grayson be in the game? Will Dick Grayson show up in some form or capacity in Batman Arkham Shadow? Now, this question has been asked to one of the developers, and he had a response, not a dodged response where he kind of gave like a non-answer. He actually straight up gave an answer. So this was asked on a Discord for Batman Arkham Shadow. The person said, does this game take place during Dick Grayson's Robin era? And the response was definitely not confirming or denying who appears in Shadow, but in terms of the timeline, we're early, so it's more around the Dick Grayson era. Now, that is not a yes, that is not a no, that is just where we are in terms of Arkham. It's near Dick Grayson. So, this gives us two paths. One, Dick Grayson's there, or two, he is not there yet. So, let's look at both paths here. The first path, Dick Grayson's already Robin. Now, Dick Grayson has showed up already as Robin in the Arkham games. In the Batman Arkham Origins multiplayer, you can play as both Batman and Robin, and Dick Grayson has an entire Robin outfit. He was voiced by Josh Keaton, who, funny enough, was going to be Damian Wayne in the Batman Beyond game Rocksteady was making. So Dick Grayson is there in that. Now, whether you want to count that as canon or not, the multiplayer story, that's up for debate, but I think it's pretty much agreed upon by everyone that, yeah, that's what Dick Grayson's Robin in the Arkhamverse looks like. So we already have a design ready, and there is kind of a canon appearance from him, so he could already be there. Again, we don't know when the multiplayer takes place, if it even counts in the story, so it could be that it's just a thing where he became Robin off screen, and we're picking up from there, and he's already Robin, And whether or not he appears in the game, we don't know. Like we said, we've only seen just a bit of gameplay. We got a rough idea of the story. Arkham Shadow is gonna be like a full-fledged game. It's not gonna be like just a 2-hour experience. They've said it's gonna be a long one, something more akin to the Iron Man VR, and Iron Man VR was what, 7 to 10 hours, so that's probably what we're looking at for Arkham Shadow here. So if Dick Grayson's here, will he show up? I think he probably will, and it's going to be one of those surprises they don't want to reveal, and I think we'll all be happy. I'd love it if they get Josh Keaton back, because they seem to be very much steering towards canon. Well, the developers definitely say that they're steering towards canon, and there's been instances already from the trailers where I'm like, okay, they seem to be appearing to canon mostly. So them bringing back Josh Keaton to play Dick Grayson would not, that wouldn't be a bad thing for me. Now, of course, Dick Grayson in the Arkhamverse was Robin when he was much older. That's because at that point, the Arkham games started to incorporate more of the new 52 canon. Arkham Asylum and City was made pre-52, so their canon is more in line with that. But then when Arkham Origins came around, New 52 was the thing. So then the Arkham games started to incorporate more of the New 52 canon. And one of the New 52 canon things they did was that Dick Grayson was not Robin when he was a kid. He was Robin when he was already kind of a teenager. And they seem to have incorporated that aspect. And also because the Arkham timeline is not big. It's not a big timeline. It's like 12 years, right? So they got to get everything in. Now, going off the other path, he's not there, but he could show up. So if Dick Grayson is not Robin, if we don't already have a Robin, I am certain in either this game or at the very least whatever the next Arkham game is, we got to get Dick Grayson in here. There was many Easter eggs in Batman Arkham Origins to the Flying Graysons poster that they were coming with the Haley Circus, and it's only a matter of time. until they do show up. Again, this game will take place a couple months after Batman Arkham Origins, and Arkham Origins was kind of a year 1, year 2 story. It definitely took aspects from Batman Year 1, but it was more along the lines of like a Year 1, Year 2 story, and Robin is always Year 3, as we know. And so we could see Dick Grayson's Robin finally come to pass here. Or at the very least, we still get that Easter egg that maybe we're just about to get him. You know, he's very soon about to show up. Which would lead into whatever the next Batman Arkham game is, which, like we all say, or like I've said in previous videos, you know, we could have multiple prequel Arkham games made by different studios, leading up to Batman Arkham Asylum. Because, like I said, there's a big gap there between Arkham Origins and Arkham Asylum, and Roger can play Batman until Arkham Asylum time, right? Because once Arkham Asylum time hits, it's Kevin Conroy. But until then, you can have Roger Craig Smith play Batman for a multitude of games leading up to Arkham Asylum. Because there's still so many things that have not been seen in the Arkhamverse. Like, I'd love to see Batman's first encounter with the League of Shadows in the Arkhamverse. I think that'd be really cool. Or if we can finally get maybe a Court of Owls appearance for the Arkhamverse, not just Gotham Knights, which didn't turn out that well. You know, there's a lot of cool things in the Arkhamverse that still have not been seen or been shown. So seeing them finally happen, that would be nice. So will Dick Grayson show up in Batman Arkham Shadow? That is the big question. I've explored the two paths. Will he show up? Personally, I don't think he will show up in the main campaign. I think if he does show up, it will be a thing at the very end, where we get the Haley Circus. I think that would probably be what happens. It's probably Bruce and Alfred. They go to Haley Circus to kind of celebrate the Rat King's defeat, and we, obviously, in first person, playing as Bruce Wayne, you will get to see the Flying Graysons meet their end, and we leave off that, and then that can lead to the next game where we now have Robin. So that's what I personally think will happen, is we will get Dick Grayson at the very end. That's what I believe. But I'd love to be wrong and he's already Robin. That would also be good. I'm fine with either path being taken here. Just give us something. So that's going to do it for this video. What do you guys think? Will Dick Grayson show up as Robin in Batman Arkham Shadow, or will that be saved for another game? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys next time.